Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Today is Friday, February 14th, 2025, and you know what that means. It's Friday Confab, yes! Da 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 da. I'm in a great mood. You got your coffee, got your tea, got your Coca-Cola, you got your Dr. Pepper, you got your 7-Up, got your Sprite, you got your Hulu. Is it Hulu? Yoo-hoo. It's called Yoo-hoo. Crazy old lady. It is cold. And we finally got snow. That snow they've been promising, we finally got it. Yeah, we did. And but it's, light. It's a lot, but it's powdery. It's lightweight powdery. So actually, it could be removed probably. Well, actually, it can be removed with a leaf blower. Yeah, it's pretty light. But nevertheless, and always the more. How is everybody today? This is my favorite day of the week. Friday Confab, because I get to talk to all of you, and I think that's exciting. Because, we all like to hear ourselves talk. Admit it. Admit it. You like to hear yourself talk. You like the sound of your own voice. Right? Well, I hope everybody had a great weekend last weekend. I had a bit of an adventure. And I hope you're looking forward to a good weekend, and wherever you're at, I hope that you get to do something you like, and that you get to be with those you love, or at least contact them and talk to them. And I just had a video chat with my little sister yesterday, so that was fun. She's been having adventures too. Oh dear. Yes, she has. She has. Listen, it's a special treat today. I got to tell you, I'm giving you a really special treat today. I'm going to treat you to a musical composition that I wrote myself. Actually, I wrote it in 2022. So, one of my ambitions when I was a kid, I wanted to be a comedian. Now, they use the universal word comedian all the time, but back in the day, a comedian was a male, and a comedian was a woman. So I used to practice. I wanted to be a comedian. I know you're shocked. You're shocked. I know you are. I was so thrilled. I was so excited. I was going through my comments, answering them, reading them, giving hearts everywhere. And there was a comment from my dear cousin Cheryl. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. She says, Robin, this is your favorite cousin Cheryl. I was so excited. I love Cheryl. Your cousins, sometimes your cousins are your first playmates. I mean, they are. And Cheryl's father and my mother were brother and sister, and there was 8 kids in their family and 6 kids in ours. And her father, my uncle, was one of my mom's younger brothers, and they would come to our house, we would go to their house, and oh my gosh, there was so many kids, and it was fun. It was always fun, and there was always something to do. And yeah, Cheryl, I love you, Cheryl. Cheryl was, when she was in high school, she was a car hop. So when I was there for a bit in the summer, I kind of went back and forth between my 2 uncles' houses, and they lived in northern Indiana. And And so we would jump in the car and go to the place where she worked, and her older sister worked there too. And we'd go there, and because we really didn't have money for hardly much of anything, but we would, just go and harass her. That was so much fun. I was so happy to see a comment from my dear Cheryl. She had twins, by the way. She had 4 children, 2 of which were twins. And so, yeah, twin daughters she had. Exciting. She still lives in northern Indiana, and she's a wonderful woman of God. Yes, she is. Awesome. So, anyway, hen weigh 2.5 pounds. I'm going to share this lovely composition with you. It's entitled A Cold, Cold Day in Iowa. And unfortunately, I have to sing it for you. Now, keep in mind, I am an Iowa transplant. Most of my growing up years was spent in Illinois, with other places interspersed in between, other states, other places. But yes, and when I downsized, I moved across the river. I moved to Iowa from Illinois. So, just so you know, but I am an Iowa transplant. So, are you ready? I know you're excited. I know you cannot wait. So here you go. This is a cappella, by the way. Okay. You remember the Andy Griffith Show, and Barney Fife wanted to be in the choir. And so he had to kind of audition to be in the choir. And the choir director said, "Barney, can you sing a cappella?" Barney said, "Yes, I can sing a cappella." And he said, "Well, sing a cappella." And Barney goes, "A cappella, a cappella." And Barney Fife, one of the all-time great comedic characters on TV, Barney Fife. You have to love it. Okay, are you ready? Excuse me, but I almost wet my vocal cords. Okay, ready? It's a cold, cold day in Iowa. You better put your hat and your gloves on. There's no doubt if you're gonna go out, you better put your long johns on. Well, it's 9 below. We still got snow. You'd think we'd move someplace warmer. Stay close to the heat. It's not fit for man nor beast. It's a cold, cold day in Iowa. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, please, please. Oh, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, feel free to hum that lovely ditty, that lovely piece of music. Feel free to hum it throughout your day, especially when you look outside upon the frozen tundra, and just know that I am with you. I am with you. I'm with you in spirit. Yes. Yes, I am. Okay, you want to hear about my adventure? Did you guys have any adventures? You better let me know. Let me know in the comments, because sometimes in the cold winter, you don't really want to have that many adventures. I've had a few in my life, and I'm just adding this one to the list. Okay, this is what happened. My younger daughter came for the weekend. Okay. And so she came on Friday, and Saturday night we had our pizza. I pulled out some of those buffalo chicken strips. They were delicious from Aldi that I purchased, and that fresh-out pizza. It was good. So we were just eating the pizza, watching TV, and it was about 9 o'clock, and it started. She pulled the Afghan on her. She says, she says, "I feel chilly," and I was thinking that myself. I thought, well, it feels really kind of cool in here. What's up with that? And so she was all bundled up, and I could hear the boiler. Remember, I have a radiator heat. I heard the boiler running downstairs, and of course, there was no heat, but it kept trying. It was running, but it was just not getting hot. Nothing was heating up. So I actually made notes to myself, which I tend to do because when something happens, I like to keep track of the timeline of events. I know, but I can't help it. It's just the way I am. So at 9 p.m. on Saturday, which was the 8th of February, 2025, the boiler was no longer heating. So the boiler runs, but there's no heat. Now, I wrote this in real time. Called this local company that is here. I have that in my contact list. Called them right away because they have an emergency call out if you need it. So I called for an emergency call out. Dusty arrived at approximately 9:40 p.m. and the replacement part that was installed, there was a replacement part installed in my on my furnace, on my boiler, back in almost 3 years ago. And he figured out that was the one that was on there currently was faulty. So he called around several different places. He went to their warehouse to see if there was one available, and he could not find an immediate, a new replacement part. And he said that they will need to order it. So no repair until Monday or Tuesday. Well, you know, it was cold as a mother-in-law's heart out there. I used to work with this fella in construction. He was a civil engineer. And let me tell you something. You have never lived until it's below zero and you are, you have to use a porta potty. Need I say more? Anyway, it would be so cold, and he'd come in, he'd say, "Rob, it's colder than a mother-in-law's heart out there." And I'd say, "Wait, I'm a mother-in-law. I have a very warm heart." And we would get a good laugh out of that. So, I digress. No repair until Monday or Tuesday. So, we go to bed. I have one space heater, which is a radiator, oil-filled radiator type space heater that you plug in. They're awesome. I've had it for 20 years. So the old standby, I turn on the oven, right? So on the 9th of February, Sunday morning at 4 a.m., I'm under electric blanket. My doggy's got her sweater on. You know, we're all trying to keep warm. I had tried to heat up the house with the oven. The space heater is down in the bedroom in the basement because, you know, cold. And so I get up. It's 4 a.m. and it's 58 degrees in my house. Which, considering how cold it was, I'm thankful that I live in a blockhouse. It was awesome, really kind of awesome. So I'm up at 4 a.m. I turn on the oven. The same day, that morning, I'm having my coffee, and I'm sitting there, and on my iPad, I'm going, I think if we're going to go through this through Tuesday, I think maybe I better get some alternative heat in there. And it's not really good to run the oven continually with it. I had the door partially propped open so that the heat could come out, but that's not good for your oven. And it's not good for your temperature control in your oven. That's not good. So I ordered 2 oil-filled 1500 amp radiator heaters from Home Depot. And it was crazy. They actually had some in stock where I live, and so I could schedule a same-day delivery for free between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. And I could have spent $20 more and got it sooner, but I thought, no, I think that'll be okay. We'll make do with the oven, and I think it's going to be okay. Those cost $54 each. And they're the exact same thing that I've had for 20 years. And I love those kind of space heaters, which was kind of ironic because just the week prior, I was downstairs in the basement, working in the basement. I thought, I should order another one of those. I should get another one of those. Would probably come in handy. I didn't. But fortunately, they were able to deliver it that day for free. So I managed to heat, I'd written this down, managing to heat the upstairs kitchen, living room, dining room with open oven set at 400 degrees. I closed the bedroom doors, that are the 2 bedroom doors that are up here. It kept the house at a steady 68 degrees while the oven was on. Temps tonight around 15 degrees, tomorrow 15 to 35 degrees. Heaters delivered approximately 2 p.m. That was on Sunday. Yes. And only had to put the coasters on. There was a coaster so you could wheel them around. They are awesome. And so the space heaters were heating the main living area, which kept it around 68 to 70, and that's with the bedroom doors closed. Awesome. Monday morning, Jamie called, and he works for this company that services the boiler. Jamie called with a part for the boiler, and he said, I have a part for the boiler. I'm going to head over there to get your boiler fixed. He got the boiler, was repaired about 11:30 a.m. Situation normal. Now, I do not know the cost. I'm still waiting for the invoice because I asked him, I said, can I pay you today? Because that's usual, especially if you have an emergency call out. And he said, no, he said, she'll just send you an invoice. So that was awesome. Now, I was thinking about that and I thought, you know what? I think sometimes we take things for granted, like running water, a warm house, food to eat, things like that. But you know that old expression, you don't miss your water till the well runs dry. That's true. And so the thing that I realized is that, and I guess I've known this for a long time, I'm a survivor. I've been through rough times, and a lot of you have been through rough times. I figure most of you have, and that's probably why you're here. We're simpatico. But I've been through some rough times, and you learn over years how to make do. And there's something about that. When I realized there was a problem, I could, kick it into low gear. Might be a little bit of an uphill climb, but just kick it into low gear and I can cope. And I have systems in place from my past experience in life that I know what to do. Because my experience has told me what to do. And so I didn't panic. It was not convenient, no, but I didn't panic about it because I knew what I needed to do. And so my daughter and I were warm. She went home on Sunday. Matter of fact, when she came upstairs that day, because she loves sleeping in because her days start so early where she works, she come upstairs and she says, I thought the boiler wasn't repaired. I thought there was no heat. And I said, well, and because it was nice and toasty in the kitchen and everything was going just fine and the space heaters were going and very comfortable and the critters weren't suffering either. So I realized that my experience, and I think that's the way it is, your experiences, even bad experiences, teach you. They teach you survival skills in life. and that even in this modern world we live in, even in the 21st century, we need to have survival skills, and sometimes more so than others. And we know that because people have been through natural disasters, the hurricanes, etc. Those survival skills will kick in, and that's one thing. That is absolutely the one thing that is so important, is that don't disdain those times, those hard times. I think learn to appreciate them, because it's preparing you for something down the road that you have no idea what's coming. But you would be surprised the systems that you have in place to cope with whatever you have to cope with. Now, so that's one thing that I knew. And the second thing is, I was glad that I had systems in place that I could call someone to come and look at the problem. I have in my contact list on my phone, I've got someone who can take care of the boiler. I have a company who can take care of the electrics if I should have an emergency with anything electrical. I have a dependable plumber company, locally, all local, who can check out my plumbing, who can service my needs as far as plumbing and electrical and the boiler, all kinds of things, tree trimming. I have all those people in my contact list that I know are very good. They're very reputable. And I would say, if you can manage it, put that system in place. Put those people in your contact list, the people that you can call, the people that are dependable, and the people that you can count on to come through for you when you need repairs, etc. And the other thing that I feel is part of the systems that I have in place is I have an emergency fund, and I am not the least bit concerned about how much it's going to cost me for that repair, because I have an emergency fund that I built up for those things. So when the invoice comes, when the bill comes, I'll just put a check in the mail, send it to them, and I can pay right away. And that is so important. So just having those systems in place it makes you feel better. Is it convenient to have things like that happen? No, it's not convenient. It's very inconvenient. And you kind of have to be on the alert. I couldn't let my oven run all night. So I had to have certain things in place to be able to take care of the kitty cats and the doggy and my daughter, myself. And it was fine. It worked out perfectly fine. And I trusted, this is the main thing, I trusted in the Lord to work these things out. I have my systems in place. I did what was expected of me, which just makes sense, because I live by myself. I'm a widow. I live by myself. All of my kids, grandkids, live away, except for my one daughter who lives, she's like 40 some miles away. But I live by myself. And so I need those systems in place. And then just pray, and the Lord always makes a way. And I said, Lord, I'm going to order these. You make a way for me to have these. Certainly, I got the free delivery. They brought them right to my front door and dropped them off, the space heaters. And so it was good. And I felt confident confident in my God, and confident in the systems that I had already had in place for a long time in order to facilitate the repair and getting the heat back on. And they went an extra mile for me, because they knew that I did not have, that my boiler needed serviced and it needed that part. So they they went an extra mile to make sure that I had that so they could repair it. I think, let me hang on because I'm going to tell you what that part was in case you're interested, because I don't think it's cheap, but I'm gonna tell you what it was. I had to go check because I want to make sure I got it right. It's made by Honeywell. It is a universal intermittent pilot ignition module. So that's what had to be replaced. So that may or may not mean anything to you. I don't know, but it's kind of interesting. So, okay, that's it for me today. You guys are so awesome. Talk to me and let me know how has your week been? Have you had any adventures? Or any real adventures? Let me know, because I like to talk to you guys in the comments. And, you know, things happen, but what can you do? That's why you need systems in place and do the best you can. And if you don't have those systems in place for emergencies like that, maybe today, maybe even just do one thing that will help give you a little bit of peace of mind about any emergency that might come up. I think it's a good thing to do, really. And I'm glad that I do have that in place. I learned a long time ago, because my husband's been gone for 16 years. I learned a long time ago that that was something important for me to do. There's a lot of things that are not within my scope of expertise, but it was important for me to have contacts who could do those things. Do you have to pay for it? More than likely, yes, unless you have somebody in your family who can do those things and who are willing to. But it's just important. Get your systems in place and try to, if you can do it, try to squirrel some money away in an emergency fund little by little, and give yourself some peace of mind and pray. All right. Okay, as always, you know that little is much when God is in it. Okay, all right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. And don't forget to talk back to me. Well, not in a mean way, but talk to me. Okay, love ya. Bye-bye.